Hi,
Hi.
welcome back. So AGLAEA is finally coming out tomorrow, and rerunning along with her are Robin, Boothill, and Silverwolf. Players these days are more wary than ever about who they pull because of all what's been going on, and because of the new characters coming out. There are people telling you to pull and skip each of these characters, except Silverwolf. Everybody agrees you should skip her. Now the most important factor is going to be who your favorite unit is, but for those who are interested in having strong accounts, you need to be pretty careful about who to choose. I've already made a video about the entire 8 banners, so this is just going to be an abridged version about the second half of the banner cycle. So in today's video, right before the banners come out, let's talk about which of these characters is the best to pull for your account. Before we start, you should like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this in the future, because only a very small percentage of you are actually subscribed. You should also join the Expression Discord server for a lovely community filled with lovely people to chat with about anything your heart desires. I'll be expecting you there, so click the link below. Now enough yapping and let's get on to it. So let's start off one by one, and with AGLAEA. A lot of people all over the CC space have been telling you to skip AGLAEA because of multiple factors, the biggest of which being Castoris is coming. Now, as we have been saying for the longest time ever, Castoris along with Herda and possibly Finon are going to be the strongest DPS units in the game in the 3.x update until they get power crept by the next units in the 4.x update. If you have limited resources and all that, and don't really care about AGLAEA, I would hold off on her and go for Castoris instead. However, if you went for AGLAEA instead of Castoris, you're really not going to notice that much of a difference when you clear the endgame content. However, AGLAEA is really expensive to build. She absolutely needs Sunday or else her performance is under the ground, and her E1 or her signature Lycone are two of her most valuable upgrades, even more than usual. If you have Sunday or are planning on getting him when he reruns and are willing to go the extra mile for AGLAEA, I would 100% pull for her. She is pretty damn weak when you don't have her best teams, but she is incredibly powerful when highly invested into. E2S1 AGLAEA is noticeably stronger than E2S1 Acheron. However, E0S1 AGLAEA is slightly weaker than E0S1 Acheron. Also, Castoris is going to use almost the exact same teams that AGLAEA will be using and will need Sunday a lot as well. So if you want both, you're going to have to really gut one of them and give Sunday to the other. With all of that information in mind, let's take a look at the cases where you would or would not pull for AGLAEA. First of all, if you have E0S1 Acheron with Jiaoqiu, or honestly even without Jiaoqiu, you should definitely not pull for AGLAEA, they're basically the same unit. Acheron is going to do everything AGLAEA would do. You should also not pull for AGLAEA if you don't have Sunday and don't want to get Sunday, because as we said, she's incredibly weak without him. Even if you had Robin and Remembrance MC on our team, her performance falls off harder than Kratos when she doesn't have Sunday. You should also not pull for her if you're more interested in Castoris, or at least interested in both of them. Definitely go for Castoris instead. Now you should pull her if you are missing a limited DPS and already have Sunday. There are definitely more options than her, but she is still incredibly powerful as we said, if you are able to invest into her. Now that's basically the only case where you should pull for her. If you really like her and are willing to invest, already have Sunday, and want or need another DPS unit. As mentioned, she is never going to be as strong as someone like Firefly at low investment, but at high investment she is comparable to Acheron, and at E2 she's even stronger than Acheron. Now let's talk about Silverwolf a bit. Don't pull for Silverwolf, that's all you need to know. Just don't. When you look at Boothill, you may be tempted to pull for that man as well, but in my opinion you really should hold off, especially if you already have Firefly or Rappa. He may seem like a great idea, especially if you have Fugue and he is still the best single target boss killer in the game, but in 3.x, barely any DPS units are going to be single target. If you remember when Boothill first came out, there were basically no notable single target bosses, and so nobody really cared about Boothill or really noticed how strong he was, because he really wasn't that remarkable. And in 3.x, when single target characters are once again phased out, at least a little bit, Boothill is going to be weaker, especially when compared to the other characters. So, if you have Firefly or Rappa, definitely don't pull for Boothill. If you really need a break DPS unit for whatever reason, then he's for sure a great option, but I really wouldn't get him at all, and especially if you don't have Fugue. But she's also definitely not a requirement. Right now, for our gay cosmic cowboy, I would only really pull him if you really like him. Robin is a lot more complicated, and I explained why she was very complicated in a previous video talking about her and Tribbie. That video was made during V2 of the 3.1 betas, and even after V3, basically everything I said still holds true. If you're curious about the details, definitely go check that video out, but here's a short version. Tribbie is going to be the best support unit for most DPS units coming out in 3.x. Robin is going to be the best support unit for most older units, notably Fei Xiao of course. However, the difference between Tribbie and Robin when you put them in each other's best teams is going to be negligible. Maybe Robin instead of Tribbie in a big Herda team or My Day team would cause you to lose a cycle, and Tribbie with Fei Xiao instead of Robin would cause you to lose a cycle, or maybe two here because Fei Xiao actually gains a lot more from Robin, and you would lose out on all the extra damage and FUA buffs if you use Tribbie instead. Basically, if you're thinking about pulling for Robin, just think to yourself if you're going to be using older DPS units or newer DPS units, and if you really want to maximize their damage output. In the end, they won't be that different because they're both so goddamn powerful. However, when considering those who already have Robin and another limited support unit like Raw, May, and Sunday, getting E1 Robin may actually be more beneficial than getting Tribbie, because E1 Robin is basically half of Tribbie's kit, minus the extra character slot and all the trace investment, so let's get into the cases. If you have Fei Xiao and no Robin, get Robin undoubtedly. Also, if you want to get Aglaea and don't have Robin but already have Sunday, then after you get Aglaea you should also go for Robin. Robin is better for Aglaea than Tribbie. If you want to maximize her like Castoris, My Day, or even Fine Oncoming in the future, then definitely skip Robin and go for Tribbie instead. If you already have Robin and another limited support unit like that you don't use in the same team as Robin like Ron, May, or Sunday, then definitely go for E1 Robin. And that is basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I covered all the points. Leave your questions down below. If you have any other cases with your accounts you would like me to answer, I read basically every comment, so if you're confused, just drop me comments and I'll do my best to give you the best answer. Like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and join the Express Friend Discord server for a lovely, fun community all about video games and anime. I'll be expecting you there, so go click the link. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.